All right. Hey, it's me, Drake. So this is a new thing I'm trying out. So screen recorded me drawing and I sped it up like a bazillion times and now I'm doing a voiceover for it. So yeah, I'm just adding the sketch layer right now. Um, Sorry, I'll try to limit the number of mouth noises. But yeah, so that's the sketch layer. And also it's worth noting that I first tried to record while I was doing it, but first of all, that was crazy hard because it's like my brain can't do talk and draw at the same time. And also, it was just like super long. Like it ended up taking like 3 hours to do. So you can do that math. This is like a 23-minute video, and it took like approximately 3 hours, a little bit more. So yeah, that's something you guys can calculate. Anyway, so what I'm drawing right now, well, not now, but what I did draw that I filmed is so I'm working on this comic, and these aren't the main characters, but they're like a team in it, and they're called the Companions. The comic is called the Domestimen, and that's like the first drawing I did of those guys. Um, yeah, so I've been doing like drawings of just some of the characters. Um, yes, there's not really much to talk about. Um, so how are you guys? Good. Yeah, that's when I realized that was those recording my voice while I was doing it wasn't going to be such a good idea. So now here we are. So now you only have to hear my monotone, bassy voice for 23 minutes instead of 3 hours. Yeah. Okay. So some things I use Metabang, uh, Paint Pro to do my drawings, and there's a lot of anime on that, which I don't get. Like, what's up with all the anime? I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a huge anime fan. Like, I don't know, it's just it can be cheesy sometimes. I will say that I like One Punch Man because it's kind of like satirical, kind of makes fun of all the anime. Um, in a way, yeah. Here's me having trouble drawing this now. I'm not really good at perspectives. Like I'm only really good at a three-quarter perspective when they're looking like sort of to the side, but you can still see their entire face. Um, so yeah, that was a struggle. I've eventually got it down somewhat. I mean, it's not like I'm great. Also, drawing smiles with the snout is hard because how does that work, right? Yeah, and he's doing the cocky eyes. Um, yeah. So this guy's name is the Cosmic Owl, and I know it's like that's kind of a bit much, but that's kind of the point. Like he's sort of like this you ever see that Family Guy episode where they like go to Mount Everest and well they meet this family that's like super rich and they like super condescending unintentionally and then like they're like we're gonna go to Mount Everest, so the Griffins were like yeah we'll go to Mount Everest too. They're sort of like that. They're like that family. It's like they're better than you and they know they're better than you but they act like they're not, which just pisses you off more and makes them even more of a d-bag bag, like a bag of d-bags, like a d-bagception. That was really dumb. I'm sorry, guys. Who's ever listening to this? I don't know who I'm going to show this to. Yeah. So they work up in space. Yeah, they're a bunch of enhanced animals that were like sent up into space to do hero work or whatever. Yeah, this guy's name is Diamo. He's like just the pinnacle of douchebaggery, like King Douchebag the eighth. It's been 20 seconds and I said douchebag like 20 times. Um, yeah, so he can. Oh yeah, the Cosmic Howl's powers. He's basically like Green Lantern. He can fly and create like constructs, but they're purple because he's purple. He's also husky. Yeah, and then Diamo is a Russian blue cat. In case you didn't get that. Yeah, there he is. And he can turn diamond. And funny, not fun, not funny, but like just fun fact. I have never drawn him in his full diamond form. I've only drawn him with his forearms. Like, I've actually never drawn him without like his diamond arms too. So I have no idea what if he's like wearing gloves or whatever. I've always drawn him with the diamond hands because I guess like that's like the best way to show. It's like he's not using his full power, just a little taste. Yeah, because when I usually draw these, I like to just show, like, give him a taste of what their powers are. So it's like, oh, this guy can turn diamond because he's got diamond hands. But I also know what he looks like normally. It's not like he's just fully diamond. He can turn diamond. And this girl is Tailwind, and she is a sugar glider. And then, like, she's a sugar glider because, well, these are all, like, sort of like, so the comics, the Domestman, right? So it's sort of like pet animals that are superheroes. And sugar gliders, I was at, where was it? Oh yeah, the state fair, and we were into this. I don't know what you call it. It's like a house showing or whatever. It's like that warehouse where like they have like the chocolate and the pretzel dips. Do you know what I'm talking about? And they had like sugar gliders, and I was like, oh my god, sugar gliders are like the best pets. Like they said that they got along with cats and dogs, and like they're freaking sugar gliders. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say. That's pretty rad. Oh, yeah, her legs were crazy short. And so, yeah, they are pets. So, and actually, I think Uncle Bill's has some. Maybe I'm making stuff up. I think they do. So that's why she's in here. Oh, and her powers are storm. Um, yeah, they're storm related. And her name's Tailwind because she has a tail and she also has storm powers. Um, and this is Leaper, the levitating dolphin that can create portals through her blowhole. Yeah, all that jazz. Anyway, Tailwind. Uh, she originally was going to be named Barricade, and she could create force fields. But I was like, that's not like a sugar glider. And then eventually I was thinking like she could create wind currents that she could fly on. But I was like, that's kind of cliche. So I was like, what if she could have storm powers and her name was Tailwind? Because like some of the times I'm like, all right, their names don't really like correlate to their animal. A lot of them don't. Like Diamo, like has nothing to do with cats. But like sometimes I like to add in oh, it's this animal, and you can tell by the name. But also it has something to do with their power. And like Tailwind is perfect because it's like wind and she has a tail. Um, I haven't really nailed down her personality yet. This is A-Swing, by the way. Um, the Peregrine Falcon. And he's from like a falconer or whatever they're called. I don't know. The people with the gauntlets. And he's just super smart. He has like a power suit like Iron Man, but he's a bird. And he could already fly, but he has a jetpack. Oops, spoilers. Yeah, that's me stretching it out. Sometimes the thing about digital drawing is sometimes you draw it weirdly, and you're just like, oh shit, I don't want to redraw it, so I'm just gonna play God and morph it into the shape I want it. But that only works to an extent. And then I realized that that's not how birds don't just dangle their legs. They have to tuck them in when they fly. Yeah, I had trouble drawing his feet. Like, how do birds fly again? Like, shoot, I don't know anything about birds. Yeah, or drawing. Anyway, yeah, so he's super smart, got a power suit. Name Ace Wing. I don't really know what to say about him. He's got a rivalry with this. So the main team has this one who's a fish, and if you follow my Domestimin Instagram page, shout out to the hashtag the underscore Domestimin, DOMESTIMEN. Uh, then you can follow that and sort of see all the characters before they're drawn like this. And then you'll know all the characters. So he sort of has a rivalry with Dr. Gills for being smart. Because, yeah. Anyway, this is G-Bond. He's a gecko. He's like a surfer dude. Because I just really wanted a surfer dude in this. They just talk really funny. I just like it. Goodness. Running out of things to say. His powers are kind of hard to explain. He can, like, as you can tell with his left hand, it's sort of like morphed into the rock. That's sort of like because he can morph with, like, substances and then alter their molecular structure or whatever the hell. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. This is Mindweaver, and I'm really, really proud of his name. I don't know why. I just like Mindweaver. He's a red-knee tarantula. Fun fact about him, he doesn't actually weave webs because he's a tarantula. It's just sort of like he's like sort of a spider. He's an arachnid. So Weaver works, and it's like Mindweaver. I don't know, like Reader or whatever. It just sounds cool, okay? And he's got like the 6 arms and 2 legs, like one of those Hindu gods. I don't know if that's racist or not. I'm sorry if it is, but you know what I'm talking about. Or like that scene from Infinity War with Doctor Strange. You know that one? By the way, Infinity War. I know it's a cool movie, but it's actually a masterpiece. Like, writing a movie with that many characters and tying in that many movies in the way that they did it is just amazing. So he's telekinetic, telepathic, and he's like an old grudge. Not an old grudge. That's not the word I'm looking for. That's not a noun. I mean, it is a noun, but it's not like a person noun. He's like Sam the Eagle from the Muppets. That's his inspiration. He's sort of like, I'm just going to read my book and yada yada. Oh yeah, and it's 11:05 p.m. It was time for dinner. And here's when I forgot to record me coloring it. So they're all just colored. But basically it's just, I take the fill tool, I look at another drawing that I did, and if you follow my Instagram page, you will see that drawing. But basically, yeah, I was just like coloring. God, that was awkward. There's not really much you're missing. I mean, but I do say that I have like a talent for like looking at a picture and then picking the color, and then you see those numbers up there with the RGB. Like I get those. I have gotten those like exactly like 5 times now just by looking at like the color, and it's crazy. And I'm super proud of myself. And this is like the layer of like the special effects. So like the coloring and the drawing is like the easy part basically. And now here's sort of like the where we get into the field of me not being comfortable. Because like I've never done that. I've always drawn on paper for my whole life, and now I'm drawing with freaking bits and bytes and zeros and ones. I don't know, but I eventually got the hang of it, and it looks okay. So yeah, there's constructs. If you're wondering why I was like putting his fist up in the air, that's it. Well, one of them's a construct. Here's sort of like a shield he's making. And I'm using the edge pen to like edge it. Yeah, I was like, no dip. It's like, I don't know. Um, yeah. This is like another day, by the way. I think this was today, earlier today. Um, and so, like I said, this was another video. So the coloring is another video. That's why it skipped. Um, and that one was an hour and 22 minutes, I think. Oh, here's something really cool. So you use the edge pen and you make it very small, the size very small, and you choose like a blue, and then it's like lightning bolts. It's like, zzz, and it's like, dang, that looks cool. And those are like smoke coming out of her hands, or like thunderclouds. I like doing like stuff like this, and then I was just trying to do like air or something, and eventually I was like, why don't she just come out of a tornado? It was really cool. I like doing stuff like where I can just don't have to worry about being exact. I can just draw over it. That's why special effects are just so fun to draw. Because you don't even have to care about a darn thing. Like drawing lightning is just because like it looks like cool immediately. Like when I'm drawing like that sketch layer, it's like, oh, it looks bad now, but it'll look better. But with like lightning and all this stuff, it's like it looks cool immediately. Yeah, and so this is the portal. I was trying to do something with the spray can, the airbrush, sorry, but I just decided not to. And now here's the fun part, the shading. Shading is not my expertise, but I sort of gotten the hang of it. Um, Sort of. It looks okay. Also, I kind of get lazy with it, but it's not like I'm drawing this for like Marvel Comics or the IMA or whatever. So here's something really cool about shading. So I make another layer, right? I make it above the color layer, but below the line layer, and I choose all black. But then I change the opacity to like around 50%. It varies per drawing. And I just draw on it, and that's super cool, right? Because like you don't have to worry about like picking like a color that's like, because you can't use all black unless it's like super dramatic, right? And it's like you don't have to like pick a color and then go like down a shade. Excuse me. I'm like throwing up basically. But yeah, you don't have to like go down a shade. You can just like pick a color and pick black. I'm sorry. I'm really like this. There's a lot going on in this. I'm like watching this video and it's like it's crazy watching me do this, but in like super fast in like 23 minutes. I wish I could draw that fast. That'd be so like time saving. I would have so much. I would get so much drawings done. So many drawings done. God, I'm starting to lose my grammar. But yeah, the shading's cool. It's just like just watching like shading it and you just watching it pop. It's like wow. Also, it's weird because like where's the light source? Well, especially for this drawing, because well, you'll see. I don't want to spoil it. Um, but if I showed you the picture already, you already know. But yeah, and so for metal objects like his bracelets, you like don't go all the way to the edge. You just sort of like do like a block and then like near the edge, but not all the way. And just sort of adds like this metallic look to it. Like Ace Wing will have a lot of that. Like yeah, um, yeah, and I get really kind of lazy with shading because like I'm almost done with the drawing and I'm like I just want to get it done, which isn't the best way to go about it. But like I don't care. Like who am I showing this to? My friends, those I have at least. Okay, now here's where I add the highlights and like usually I do white with the highlights, but since he's like the constructs are like shooting off light, I chose like a pink color. Um, and that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, I hope this is interesting to watch. Like, I don't know. Shoot, man. Oh, shoot, I forgot to. Oh, whatever. I usually add like a white airbrush on Diamo's diamond hands to make them like shiny, but it's okay. They're covered for the most part. Yeah, so there's a swing. Um, yeah, so if you guys just want to like ask me any questions about this, because I would love to answer questions. Trust me, I would love it. I would absolutely 100% love it. I would get super excited and I might talk for too long. Because, like, I don't really talk about people about this. Because, like, I'm kind of insecure about my creative stuff. Oh, and here's something really cool. I'll talk about that later. But so for fire, I was like, how do you do fire, man? But here's what I do. Here's what I figured out. So you make one layer where it's just like, you just color it like red, orange, yellow, and white. And then you blur that. And then you use another layer above it where you airbrush it with like orange. And then you add like a glow effect. Isn't that awesome? So cool. Yeah. And then also shading on the ground sucks. It just sucks. It's like I just kind of gave up here with like trying to make the shadow the exact shape of the character above it, and I was just like, I'll just draw like a blob. Like they'll get the idea. And so yeah, and I was also gonna add like highlights to that, but I chose not to. Oh yeah, and also sometimes I forget to color in the eyes, so when I add the background, their eyes are the color of the background. So you have to color in white. And here we go. What? It's black. Where are they? Where are they where that's black? What kind of place is black? What? And it's got some blue in it? That's crazy. Okay, yeah, they're in space. I'm just gonna. Yeah, they're in space. So that's sort of like the nebula. And I also looked up a video how to do that while I was doing it. So I was like, how do you. Because I started with the black one. And I was like, that's way too dark. Like, that's just. And so I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. And then I was like, what if I could do the stars with a stipple pen? And it's like, nope, that just looks like clouds. So it's like, I just have to do it the old fashioned way with the whites. And then obviously I have like the long stars, but we'll just be like, those are shooting stars. And then, yeah, that's what it looks like. And yeah, I'm just fixing some stuff up, but that's basically what the drawing is. Isn't that awesome? Like, I just love that space effect. I love it. There's me adding like glows to everything. Um, yeah, so that's basically it. I don't know when the video is gonna end. There's no timer on it or anything, but yeah. So hope you guys liked. I don't think it's time to end it yet, but it's just like hope you guys liked this because it's a new thing I just wanted to do. I was like, hey, I'm gonna draw. Why not do this? So hopefully it was a good idea. Hopefully it was a good investment. And tell me if you want me to do another one. And the video is about to end. So bye.